This week on Top Travel, Jeannie and Janez take a game drive across the Ngorongoro Crater towards a traditional Maasai village, where Janez learns what it takes to be a real man. Our travelling twosome then part ways, with Jeannie jetting off to Zanzibar and Janez on a quest to climb Kilimanjaro.
It was formed how? About 2 to 3 million years ago, a giant volcano exploded and landed on top of itself and created this intact, beautiful natural wonder of the world. The crater wall is between 600 and 700 meters high, so to get down into the basin or the floor takes a long time. It's a windy road that just doesn't end, about 2 hours of driving.
The fact that there's 30,000 animals living in this crater makes it the most intensive game viewing spot in the world.
African massage.
Yeah.
Guys, I want to tell you something about this river. This is the only permanent river which flows into the crater. And you can see the crater floor is free from trees. And it's because of the soil being acidic. But we see trees along this river, possible because of the fresh water reducing the amount of the acidity.
Environmentalists, scientists, they don't understand how this ecosystem works. How does it work? How do hippopotamus, lions, buffaloes, elephants, cheetahs all live in harmony? It never changes. How does it work? The animals can come and go, yet the ecosystem always stays in balance. That's nature for you. That's the beauty of nature.
How has this biosphere been able to maintain that perfect equilibrium?
All the animal species have their factors which control their population. And it goes with the weather, healthy food availability. When the food is not sufficient, they walk out. Not the entire population, but some of them who feels this is not sufficient, they go out. And then when the conditions are good, when the grass is green, they come in.
So within this caldera, are they completely protected from man, from poachers, from anything that can harm them?
Mostly, yes, because out of the other national parks and the other conserved areas, the crater rim, they have stations where they are watching the entire floor.
Wow.
And the intensity of the security here is due to the presence of the rhinos.
That's
so
great.
With that, it ensures them much security from the human being.
Yes, go Ngorongoro.
It's great to see nature in such equilibrium and balance. It can be quite tricky to find animals in the crater. There's a couple of tips. You've got to find the water. I know there's one river that flows through, and there's also a number of smaller springs and one big spring. So if you want to find the animals, go find the water. We have had the most incredible morning here in the Ngorongoro Crater, and the fact that you have this ecosystem that just works with all of the big five, and it's all dependent on this spring being here.
Yes. When it comes to dry time, you'll see concentration of the animals toward the green because of the water. The cats also will follow them because they are sure of getting their food.
Now, within a very short space of time,
Yes.
we've seen so many animals just living together in perfect harmony, unlike we've seen anywhere else in the world. Why are they able to live side by side?
Naturally, what I believe is each animal has its own space, and they know which is dangerous, which is not. For the herbivores who feed on the grass, you'll find them feeding at different levels. And by feeding at different level, each species facilitates the feeding of the other species. For instance, a zebra will feed on the top grass, and by touching top grass, that makes the plant start to regrow, and that provide good food for the wildebeest.
It's like in The Lion King, the circle of life.
Yes.
Everything just supports the next. It's amazing.
You've got all the animals in here, but on the other side of the volcanic rim,
Yes.
live the Maasai people.
Outside the crater, the Maasai people live. But before conservation started, the Maasai people were actually living in the crater. at different angles
So now the Maasai are living on the outskirts, basically.
outside of the crater.
This is certainly something I've always wanted to do. The Maasai. I mean, they are one of the most fascinating tribes. Just the way they dance and jump and dance and jump.
Albert, what is the singing and dancing all about?
The singing and dancing is all about to welcome the guests in the boma.
What does the dance represent? It's a lot of head and neck and almost thoracic movements.
Mostly the women do shake their shoulders and their neck to impress the men in the Maasai culture. And the men's, they only jump higher. That also to impress the women's. That's how you can get a woman in the Maasai culture.
The higher the jump, the better the woman.
That's true.
What happens if genetically you can't jump very high, though?
If you can't jump very high, it's whereby you can't get a lady.
Oh, gosh.
Simply like that.
No pressure. Well, she's never impressed with me, so I'm going to try jump very high. Can I go dance with him?
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. I've got a big head. Very big head. There we go. Perfect. How do you say thank you in Maasai? Ashe. Ashe. Great. I was trying my best to respect them. I was dancing and I was singing the best I could do. You can do no more. Guy taps me on my shoulder. He's like, dance. He says to me, dance. And I was like, dude, I've been dancing all along. This is how I do it.
Stay tuned. Janez gets a Maasai makeover and a chance to prove his manhood before he and Jeannie check into a lodge on the rim of the crater.
It's funny because he's really got no rhythm.
It is.
Whoa! Jeannie! Guys, what's happening? Jeans, help me, baby!
Where are they taking him?
They take him somewhere because he was not doing well dancing. That's why they've just taken him to teach him a lesson.
Had my bad dancing finally caught up with me? Was my lack of rhythm an insult to them? Guys, what's going on here? What's happening? Seriously, what's happening? What are you guys doing? I don't know what's going on. What are you guys doing?
What are they going to do to him?
They want to do shaving to him.
Shaving?
Yeah.
Where do they want to shave exactly?
They want to shave the beard.
They want to shave his beard?
Yeah, did you
Oh,
want to
I
shave
think his
his
mother's
beard?
been begging him forever.
All right.
This elder of the tribe looked like a character in a film because he was so animated. He was incredibly tall. He had these very distinguished features, very colorful, lots of accessories. And then he pulled out this pair of scissors.
This is the craziest thing that's ever happened to me, but I'm too scared to stop this guy from doing it. I can only see he's got some blunt scissors, and he's trying to shave me, but I'm scared he's going to nick my skin. I think this is some kind of initiation to try and make a man of me.
If you don't stop talking, it is going to hurt.
Albert, why do they do this?
They do that because they have shortage of water, so it's enabled to make you clean and also to be a smart man.
Good luck.
He pulled out like a machete-sharp knife. Instantly, when I felt it against my skin, I just cringed and I thought, oh no, this is the end of me. Where's the shaving cream? What can I say? I taught them a piece of my own culture. This is for November.
They then proceeded to paint the third Super Mario brother, Janez. They must have been having a laugh, really.
So girls, what do I look like? Appealing. What were these Maasai actually doing to me? That first of all made me dance and sing, which we all know doesn't work. They then took away my beautiful whiskers and left me with a moustache. And now they were painting my entire face with red paint. Apparently, to prove to all the Maasai that I'm a real strong man, after they've shaved me, they've painted me, I need to jump as high as I can, as if I wasn't man enough already. Oh, but let's swap shoes first. I had a jump off with the Maasai, and you know what they say about white men? White men can't jump. Well, completely wrong, because I was jumping as high as this Maasai guy, if not higher. So afterwards, this Maasai warrior comes up to me and he looks at me. He says, "I want your shoes." So I said, "What?" He said, "I want your shoes." So I took my shoes off, gave him my shoes, and we jumped together. Suddenly he was jumping a lot higher than me. So tell me, am I a real man now or not? A real man, thank you, my brother. Okay. Thank you. That was a lot of hard work to become a Maasai warrior. Yeah. I danced with them, I sang with them, I got transported on their shoulders, I was given a dry shave, I had my face painted, and I ended it off with something that probably most people in the world would want to do. I went jumping with a Maasai. We're gonna jump. Okay, let's do it.
It had been a terribly emotional day. You know, we're out in rural Africa. Janez looked like... he looked bad, and he needed a shower, and quick. So we made our way to the most fantastic hotel, the Ngorongoro Serena Lodge.
Oh, what a day, jeez.
Jumbo, Jumbo.
Come on.
You look like one hot mess.
Hello, Jumbo.
Hi.
I'll take another one of those.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
One thing that has really struck me about Africa is African hospitality. It's unlike anywhere else in the world. There's always welcoming committees and drinks and hot towels and cold towels, and really the beauty of this place matches the hospitality. Oh my goodness, have you ever seen a view like this?
I have never.
Hi, how are you?
How have you been? I've been waiting for you.
Nice to meet you, Jumbo.
What do you think of the place?
This is incredible. It almost creeps up on you, but it's the most beautiful view I think I've ever seen in any hotel.
Oh, you're welcome.
I have to agree, I've never seen a view like this. I could stare at this for hours. It's spectacular.
Actually, our rooms are located across the rim of the crater, and each and every room is looking at the view of the crater, so that at one time you are at the view, you are able to catch everything, be it the animals, be it the crater of itself, and even the neighboring craters like Mpakai and the rest of it.
From outside to inside, it almost looks the same because everything's so organic, all the round forms, and then you've got these, what are they, volcanic rocks?
Our policy is always to make all our properties look camera over how the environment looks like. For example, when you are in the Ngorongoro at the crater, we have to put all our decor to be looking at what is within the crater.
I respect hotels like that because the entire hotel was made from volcanic rock, which comes from in and around the volcano. So they've used local building materials. When you look at the hotel from the outside or from inside the crater, you can't notice it because it looks like a giant boulder. It's completely camouflaged. If you're going to go anywhere in Africa to see wildlife, there's nowhere else you should rather go than the Serengeti. It's perfect. It's a road trip. You get to see everything you want to see. There's so much variation. and the experience it's 5-star.
From Serengeti to the Ngorongoro Crater, you don't get more real, more brutal, more pure than that. It's just a perfect world.
Jeans, what a day. I am finished. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, it was very intense. But you did well. I'm super impressed with you.
Not bad, eh? I'm never going to forget them Maasai.
They are such a fascinating tribe. And you're a man now.
I'm a man. I'll drink to that. Cheers to Ngorongoro.
Ngorongoro.
The Serengeti, the Ngorongoro Crater, the best guide in the world, Joseph, all of it was like we'd formed this little family. Our crew, my DOP, my sound guy, and it's always sad to split ways.
He's going to climb Kilimanjaro, and I just hope that he has a lot of Sherpas and guides with him that understand him, because if they just have to hear him talk naturally, they're going to think he's got altitude sickness. You know, when you go a little bit muggy, it's not altitude sickness. He's fine. It's just that's how he is.
It's a big challenge. I have to attempt it. I know that we can possibly make it to the summit. Jeans is in fact doing it next year for her own personal charity. So she thought it was, you know, a good time to go to Zanzibar to relax and have some fun in the sun.
When we come back, Jeannie jets off to sunny Zanzibar, while Janez heads to Moshi to meet his guides and make preparations for the climb of a lifetime.
Okay, this is me. I'm off to Zanzibar. Best of luck, Janez, with Kilimanjaro.
I can't believe I have to go climb Kilimanjaro all on my own. I'm going to get separation anxiety.
I know, but I need a bit of luxury in my life. I'm going to miss you, though. Have an incredible time. If you don't summit, don't bother calling me ever again. I'm joking.
Thank you,
of course
darling.
you're going to summit.
Enjoy Zanzibar. Can I have a kiss?
Maybe when the stubble grows back.
Give me a hug, babe.
You look like a cop.
70s cop.
Oh, I'm so excited for you. Have an incredible journey.
Enjoy it, eh?
Best wishes on that mountain,
Mwah.
him. Bye. I'm leaving on a jet plane.
Kilimanjaro is the highest mountain on the African continent and also the highest freestanding mountain in the world. It measures 5,895 meters above sea level. Arrived at Moshi town, which is a town situated at the foothills of Mount Kilimanjaro. It's one of those typically hot, humid nights in Tanzania, and I'm riddled with anxiety. Tomorrow's a huge day. We start climbing Kilimanjaro. People would probably think I'm quite physically fit, but you've got to realize we've been shooting Top Travel for 3 months now. I haven't really seen the inside of a gym. I'm just going through stuff in my head, like have I packed enough? Have I packed the right gear? What can I expect? I've heard of people coming down from the mountain without reaching the summit. And then I was reading something on my phone which really freaked me out. It says the Mashami route, which is the one we're taking, which is, by the way, one of the more difficult routes, is approximately 62 kilometers from gate to gate. It's designed for physically fit people with some hiking experience. I don't really have much hiking experience. So much going through my head, I better try get some sleep. I'll see you guys in the morning. I woke up and I realized this was the moment. It was D-Day. This was it. There was no turning back. Wow, it's early in the morning, already very humid. You can see we've got a lot of bags with us. They're heavy, probably about 9 of them. Now, this is not the only equipment. On top of this, we've got our food, our tents. We've got 15 good people helping us, from Sherpas to cooks to guides to assistant guides. But I just have to specify this story is not only about me this time. I have to include my entire team. Without my sound guy, we'd have a beautiful silent movie. Without my DOP, yes, you, Mr. Cameraman, you wouldn't have all those beautiful shots. Without me, I guess we wouldn't have a full story. Huge challenge ahead of us. None of us are professional climbers, but I'm sure we'll make it to the top of Kili. Guys, can I have a fist pump? Fist pump, fist pump. Come on. The drive from Moshi town, which is a typical Tanzanian African village, which, you know, the whole economy is based on Mount Kilimanjaro, to the Mount Kilimanjaro National Park takes about 50 minutes in an old beaten up bus, but you are buzzing with excitement because the journey is about to begin. We stopped off for a last minute shopping experience at a little shop just before we started our climb. We needed some stock because all the other Europeans that were around us had a lot of food, probably about, I'd say that about 5 to 6 kilograms of food each. We had about 1 kilogram of food each. So we stocked up on some, crunchy bars, some snacks, some cookies, which cost us about 60 or 70 US dollars. So my advice to you is buy your snacks before you leave your country. Don't buy them in Tanzania. My next stop was to go and meet my guide, my assistant guide, and my porters. But I had to do about 2.5 k's on my own. It's intensely hot. It's insanely hot. It's humid. It's overpowering. Gotti, I'm not even 5 minutes into this walk. I'm already exhausted. What altitude are we at the moment?
Really here is nearly 2,000 meters.
2,000 meters?
Yes, nearly.
Okay, that explains it.
But you're making me surprising. As I told you, my friend, you're asking me, why are you exhausted? Why are you tired now?
I'm just probably quite unfit at the moment. But out of interest sake, how many times have you been to the summit of Kilimanjaro?
Really, I can't count it, but I'm sure more than 300 to the top for 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the name Gotti, where does that come from?
My name is God Listen. And God Listen is Godi, I think you know. God is our father, which is Mungu in Swahili, Godi. God Listen. So God is listen to me. So I'm sure on this trip, the God can go to listen us and protecting us and give us a good weather. And I'm sure we can go to the summit without any problem.
I'm definitely going to listen to you all the way.
No, we listen to each other, but we want everything to be super duper.
Super duper.
And digala digala.
Digala digala.
You know what I mean, digala digala?
No.
Digala digala means everything under control.
Okay,
so
that's the way I like it.
to be under control, everything. Okay. Yes, super duper man.
Super duper digala digala.
Yeah, man.
Should we start the hike? Let's go, guys.
Yeah, man.
After meeting our guides, Godi and Jesse, our journey was about to begin. At Machami Gate, probably about 1,800 meters above sea level, it was on. You've climbed this mountain over 300 times. There must be some really valuable tips you can give me for my journey along the way.
Don't force your body, really, to go faster. But if you go slow, drink enough, I'm sure you can go to summit without any problem.
Let's hope so. So it's all about keeping the slow rhythm.
Yes.
Acclimatizing to the altitude.
Yes.
If you're climbing Mount Kilimanjaro, there's one word you have to get to know: acclimatization. It's all about acclimatization, acclimatization, and more acclimatization. I had absolutely no idea how humid the early part of this climb was. I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt, but I probably should be walking in a Speedo. It would be more comfortable. Our height is about 2,645 meters, and you can really start feeling the air is getting thinner. The fact that we're walking with these sticks is probably not a good sign because we've still got a long way to go. Climbs are generally done between 7 and 11 days. We're doing it in 6 days. The challenge is on.
Next week on Top Travel, Janez continues his quest to conquer Kilimanjaro with the help of seemingly superhuman porters. Despite the altitude, they make it to second base camp in high spirits, and the incredible views are his just reward.